Okay, in our previous videos, we've installed software into Ubuntu and Kubuntu. Now let's try this using Linux Mint. So again, different desktop environment, different software application for managing software packages. One big difference. So Canonical and Ubuntu are both maintained by, let me try that again. Kubuntu and Ubuntu are both maintained by Canonical. There we go. And they use Debian packages and Snap. Linux Mint is a derivative of Ubuntu, but one of the things they changed is they default to FlatPaks instead of snaps. So in Ubuntu, we have Snap and Debian packages, and we have to go and manually add FlatPak support. In Kubuntu, we have snaps and Debian packages, but it was really easy in our Discover Software Center to add FlatPak support. Here in Linux Mint, we have Debian packages and FlatPaks, and then we can add manually support for Snap if we want. Okay, so let's start by looking for our software manager application. And so for that, we're going to click on our Mint administration, and we're going to scroll down until we find software manager. I'm going to click on software manager. Now, one thing, this will sometimes take a minute to come up because it's refreshing its list of packages. So before we dive into this, let's take a look at our menu. And we've got a couple of options here. This will show us our installed applications, which makes it easier for us to manage some of these installed applications if we want to. It doesn't show us everything, though. You'll see a little bit of a limitation there. Let me go to, I can refresh my list of packages, or I'm just going to go back to my menu, and here's my software sources. Now, this is where I'm getting my software from. And there's something I want to show you here. So we have our official repositories, and these are mirrors based off of Linux Mint mirrors. We have PPAs and additional repositories, and this is where we can add additional repositories. Now, you're only going to do that if you want to add a software package that is not in the official repositories, and you will run into that occasionally. You will go out and you'll do a Google search, and let's say you wanted to add Docker or something like that. You do your Google search, it says you have to add the Docker repository. You can add it here. You can also specify authentication keys to access those repositories, and then we have some ability to do maintenance on our software sources. Now, getting started, you're probably not going to deal with any of those additional things, and you're just going to look for software that you can find here. Also, there's that generating cache thing that I was telling you about that pops up occasionally and takes it feels like a minute or so. It's actually not that long. But basically, it's going back and hitting all those repositories and looking to see if there's anything new that it needs to add. So when you do a Google search for software, most of the time it's going to say, hey, this is the application. You can download it directly from one of the repositories. In some cases, it's going to give you some commands to do from command line to install it. And in some cases, it's going to say, hey, you have to add in this other repository in order to do it. So that gives you an idea of how we deal with that in Mint. All right, let's get back to this. We have our featured software. We have categories of software. And again, we can just browse this and look for specific software. It's like browsing a bookstore. We can find something that piques our fantasy and we can say, hey, I want to try this. GIMP looks interesting. What on earth is that? And so we can click on it and we can see, oh, GIMP is a image manipulator. It attempts to be like a freeware version of Adobe Photoshop, and it actually has a lot of capabilities. So here my options are to install, or I can choose how. Do I want to install this as a system package or as a FlatPak? Now, in this particular one, we can choose either one. I will say that FlatPaks sometimes have a reputation of loading a little bit slower, but there's some advantages to them that we can talk about later. Okay, I'm going to go back and we installed Chromium on our other devices. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to look for Chromium and it does a search repository and it finds this for me. Now, here's something you need to be aware of. I'm sorry, I just saw something that made me laugh. We have the Chromium web browser, and then we've got some other packages here that are related to it, and this is the one that made me laugh. The ungoogled Chromium, Chromium without Google, served as a FlatHub, or served from FlatHub. So I can come to my Chromium web browser. It's a system package. Here I don't have any option. It's only available to me as a system package. And I can click install, and I'll authenticate that I have the permission to do that. And we'll see our installing happen up here. We can see more information about the application here before we install it if we want to. Read reviews on it if we want to. So now that I've got it done, I can launch or remove. Let me actually close this and let's see where it put it in our menu system. So I'm going to go to my menu, Internet, and there is my Chromium web browser. Now, if there's something here I don't want, let's say I decide I don't want Chromium, I can right click, add to a panel, add to desktop, add to favorites, look at my properties, or uninstall. So it gives me the ability to manage software directly, remove software directly from my menu as well. Okay, there we go. We have now, in our last 3 videos, managed software in Ubuntu, in Kubuntu using the KDE Plasma interface, and in Linux Mint.